Fantastic, fantastic Friday. Whew, I'm ready to chill. I don't know about you, but it's good to see you. Seasonally, all that. Julie Sand one. What's happening? So good to see everybody on this Friday. Big Daddy K. What's going on, Dr. Pepper BC? Happy Friday. Where you checking in from? Hey, mine. Ellen, Grace, what's going on? So tell me where you're checking in from. It's Naomi. Hey, Naomi. Or yeah, that's good too. If you want to share your real name, that's awesome because sometimes it's good to see real names, especially if we hang out often enough. Like I think it's great to be able to say hello to you by your real name and start learning real names, even though the pictures are small. Huntsville, Alabama. Naomi from New York. Desiree, good to see you. It's funny. I was setting this up, right? Julie from New Jersey. What's happening? You're not too far, Julie. You should come visit over across the bridge. So I was setting this up to put it on TikTok, and I was going to I wanted to title this "Love, Making or Faking," and then it said words. It told me that the words that I put up were unacceptable. So I guess love and make and fake can't go together, but they didn't let me post it that way, so I had to change it. But can I bring my pups? Yeah, absolutely. What kind of pups do you have? Yeah, bring your pups. As you can see, I feel like just hanging out a little bit, chilling. I do have something I want to share, but because I was actually looking at the heat press and thinking about designing some shirts, and the shirt that I have on, I made it. What's good, Andy B? So like I made this shirt that I have on. I make a lot of my stuff. I think it's good to have your own, a mix of a Labrador and a Yorkie. Yeah, sure, bring them over. It'd be all good. So I like to make my own clothes, label them. Whenever I come up with ideas, I like to put them on shirts and do that kind of thing. I like being creative, right? And like creating stuff. Right? So one of the things that I did as I got started working with the women that I worked with, I decided that because a lot of them would talk about how they wanted to make extra money, right? And which is normal. People want to make extra money, but many of them were worked from home, or they just wanted to develop a side hustle. And so what I decided I was going to do was, because I was working with them, I said, well, I'm going to go learn how to do things, and then I can come back and teach them how to do it. So like, I went and learned how to screen print shirts, and I bought the equipment so that they could start their apparel companies and get on Etsy and start their online businesses and things like that. And it became fun to me, a place where I could, be creative, create logos and designs. And because I speak, I get to make up apparel that oftentimes goes with messages. So like this shirt, the Empowered Axe, I was talking about actually how we use words to cut through. And so we had an event, we did an axe throwing event, actually went axe throwing. And so everybody that went to the event, they got a shirt for being a part of the event at the Empowered Axe, just talking about our words, the importance of words. And so what it does is it allows me to be in a creative space, allows me to do things creatively. I did not know when I got started how much I was going to enjoy it, but I had envisioned, I was like, I'm going to make this a company. I'm going to really do this. And being able to serve those women as they came up with their ideas also opened up opportunities for me to be able to serve other people in the community, different companies, universities and colleges and businesses. They started, sending their work to me. And so I started going from making, 20 or 30 shirts to making hundreds and thousands of shirts, which was pretty cool. And so having that skill is pretty fun, but it always makes me think, I think there's a lesson in everything, but it makes me think about being creative and how love, especially as it pertains to love, because I believe that love is something that we make, right? We have to put in effort in order to make it, right? It doesn't just happen. And so when we go through the process of making anything, we know that there's a process, right? There needs to be some ingredients. There needs to be some parts, or some steps that need to be taken in order to get to that end result. And so oftentimes when I would teach like a shirt design class or a printing class, I would talk about it in reference to relationships and how you go step by step and you come up with first, you'll have an idea, right? You have an idea of what you want at the end. So you actually begin with the end in mind. You think all the way out and you're like, all right, what am I going to do? What's it going to look like? How's it going to be? What's up, Miss Lady? How's it going to be? Kind of have this creative design. And a lot of times I'll tell people, sketch it out. Just, even if you're not a good drawer, people say, I can't draw. I'm like, well, sketch it out anyway. Just do a sketch, right? And as you have a sketch and you get it down, you start to have, an idea, right? And so this idea kind of guides you and governs you. And as you get going in the process, you can refine it. But starting off with an idea, whether it's a shirt or your business or a relationship, having an idea is important. Like, if you're going to build it, you need to first see it, right? Design it in your mind. Have a picture of what you want to do. And then you can walk it out. And so oftentimes, like making shirts, I would mess up. I had a whole oops box where I would make mistakes and something wouldn't go right. But it doesn't mean you have to give up. And sometimes you make a mistake and you find out that it's actually pretty cool, right? It actually worked out better than you thought. You thought it was a mistake. You thought you messed up, but whatever it was actually showed you an opportunity for something that was even better than what you thought. And I think sometimes we're really critical of ourselves when we make mistakes. But as creative people, as people that are coming up with an idea and doing something, I think you should go easy on yourself. Allow yourself to not just see everything as a mistake, but see it as creative opportunities, ways to develop something, ways to perhaps make a pivot, do something different, learn something new, try something else. So many of us, we get caught up in our routine, and we're afraid to break out. But if love, like anything else, like a cake, like a shirt, like a car, is going to be made, there needs to be a process. There needs to be some dreaming involved. There needs to be some steps that are taken, right? It doesn't just happen. This idea that love just happens, I would argue that all day. I would argue it all day because things don't just happen. Like, where in life do we see, like, dinner doesn't just happen, right? Learning doesn't just, happen. We put forth effort into things if we want it to really be something that we enjoy or something that's spectacular. Hey, Felicia, then we need to put effort into it. We don't just need to just think that it's going to happen. I think it's a lazy approach, really. When we could actually have more fun and more enjoyment in life, right? So, opportunity of creating a couple books, same thing, process. You start off with a thought, you work through a process, you end up with a result. When you get the result, enjoy the result, celebrate the result, and then evaluate it. What do you really think about it? What do you think about this end result? Is it something that you want? How can you refine it? How can you make it better? How can you make it more appealing? I think, sometimes we're just very critical, right, of ourselves. We're critical of what we do, and we don't. I know I'm guilty of this. I don't take enough time to celebrate. Producing something. Sometimes I can get caught up in the outcome and wanting a specific outcome, and I forget to celebrate the process of actually having something accomplished and doing it. Letting that be the moment. Like, all right, let me just celebrate this before just moving on to something else, right? Let me celebrate it. And so I was just thinking about that as I was kind of thinking about love and thinking about designing this shirt and getting ready to do some work with, some apparel. Just how easy love can be when we really go and commit to making it, right? Like, okay, that makes sense. If I'm going to make anything, I know that there's a process. So I'm going to make it and I'm going to just do it day by day. I'll put forth some effort, and it's something for us to enjoy. So I really have a lot that I wanted to talk about other than that, but that was just a thought that I wanted to share tonight as we were talking about love, and just hopefully it would be encouragement to you. And love shows up so many different ways. It can be in your business or in a relationship with another person, especially with yourself, right? Loving yourself, having a vision for what you see in your own life, what you want for your own life, and then walking through the process. You work it out, right? Because that's what we've been talking about all week. Love as work. It's creative work. It's technical work. It's things we need to actually do, not just dream, but things we need to do, things we need to learn, right? So it's it's just something we get to go through seasonally. All that. It says love is freely given. It's a lifestyle. Trust is earned. That's just my 2 cents. See, 2 cents. You add 2 cents. Now we're all richer for it. Trauma causes love. Trauma caused love to have a stroke. Good evening. Good to see you. So I'm not gonna keep this. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me pray, and then we'll just hang out a little bit more. Father, thank you for this time together. Thank you for the blessings of these moments and everyone that has been here, that has watched live, and those that are watching on replay. I pray that it'll be a blessing to them as we just kind of hang out and have fun. Pray that their lives are blessed. Thank you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen. So, all right, so we're going to hang out and just hang for a little bit. If you guys wanted to talk about anything, like I said, I didn't really have a whole lot to be chit-chatting about. Was just hanging out. Wanted to connect, kind of hear how your weeks were, what your weeks were like. How was your week? What was the high point? Let's do that. Share some of your high points. Put it in the chat. What was the high point of your week? Something that stood out that you recognized that brought you a little bit of joy. Share some joy with the group, those that are watching. Just anything that you can love someone, but you may not like them. This is true. This is absolutely true. I think I agree with that. And I lived through a season of that where, I was like, oh, I'll do the love thing. I certainly didn't want to do the like thing. Like, my boyfriend is a liberal and his Christianity, it's not working. Well, I don't know exactly what that means, but the good thing is, if something's not working, we do have the opportunity to make adjustments, right? And so the truth of the matter is, when we find out that our lives don't align with other people, and if two people aren't in agreement, can't be in alignment in a relationship, it's only a matter of time before it malfunctions. That can be tough because obviously it can mark the end of a relationship, but managing a relationship where you have opposing views or differing views that are core to you, that can be really rough, right? Because you're going to differ on something that is truly significant. And so that's something really to pay attention to and just be mindful of, right? So I got rid of a toxic friend just today, handed over the keys and moved on. Love her, but don't like her ways. Hey, good on you for making that change, putting your foot down, realizing not going to work. Good for you making that choice, keeping a healthy environment. That's a good thing. Sometimes making the change is the healthy step that we need to make. My broken wrist doesn't need surgery. Congratulations. That's awesome. Good to hear that. Good for you. That's glad to hear that. Hope you heal well. So 70s Preservation Society says he thinks the Bible is just a metaphor, not the actual word of God. Here's my 2 cents. It's hard to change someone's beliefs, and I wouldn't dare try. And when a person believes something, it's on them to live by that. We're going to live according to something, right? We believe something. And so whatever we believe, that's how we're going to live. And if somebody believes something different than you and it causes them to live differently than how you have designed your life to live and than how you want to live, I don't listen, I don't expect certain things from certain people. Like let's just keep it real. Like if I go out to the barn and I'm with the horses, I don't expect the horses to act like goats. I just don't, right? Even within the horses, I don't expect certain horses to act like other horses. I just don't. And so when someone says, this is me, this is who I am, that's fine. That's dandy. You have your life. That's great. But I also want to have mine. And since we're talking about the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? So without agreement, you're not actually going to be walking together. You're going to be walking different directions because one person is saying north, the other person is saying south. There's always going to be a conflict. Like it's really simple, in terms of what needs to be done. Sometimes it's harder emotionally when we really look at things. But, we sometimes make life more challenging and difficult on ourselves because we see all the signs, we get the message, we hear what someone's saying, and then we think that we can change them. Really, that's what it is. We think, oh, I can get this person to change them, change their mind. Or no, I don't subscribe to the whole like evangelism relationships thing where it's like, no, I'm gonna win them over. No. You're not like married to them and all that. No, give them some space. Let them figure out their way. And as friends, without an unnecessary title or anything like that, you can really keep yourself in a safe space, keep others in a safe space, and work out life that way. Right? High Point, Julie Sand. High Point submitted my first N400 for a client application for citizenship. New job, so I was really nervous and worrying since this document impacts a person's life and dream. Wow. Congratulations. You submitted your first. That is pause-worthy, celebration-worthy. You submitted your first. Doing anything for the first time is a big deal. So I hope you take some time, go get yourself some sparkling cider or a bottle of water or something. At least go get some tap water and give yourself, cheers. Like, celebrate yourself. That is a special moment. Knowing that you get to make that kind of impact on someone's life, that is a big deal. You did something that is going to directly impact someone's life, and that's fantastic. So, congratulations. Good evening. To Moon and Back says, evening. This week, God answered my prayer by giving a benign test. So, amen in his goodness. That is fantastic. Congratulations on a good report. I remember growing up in church, and they would oftentimes be said, whose report will you believe? And in the song they would say, we shall believe the report of the Lord. And so that's a great report. Just in a couple of messages already coming in that healings are happening and good reports are coming in, lives are being impacted. This is why I think it's so important to share people making decisions and choices to have healthy situations in their lives. Like, this is important. And I appreciate you all like encouraging. Don't think that it's some small thing to share encouragement, right? It's not. Because let me tell you how this thing works in life. Okay. Faith. When you want to have faith for something, faith comes by hearing it. And oftentimes we can hear a lot of negative reports. And so we build up faith for the negative. And so I think it's important to have times where we share things that are going to build faith towards the positive, towards what we desire in life, towards healing and wholeness and happiness and joy and love. I think it's important that we have more dialogues about it because it makes such a big impact on us. We don't necessarily see it in the moment, but just hearing some things and celebrating with someone, sending somebody else a congratulations, it's good. That's seed you're planting into good soil. And so you can always create a different environment by the conversations that you decide to have. right? If you're just having you feel like you're having a lot of negativity going on, just start thinking about things you can be grateful for. Like, what can you just say thank you for? Just make a thank you list and just start finding things to be grateful for. And if you run out of some for yourself, ask somebody else, hey, what are you thankful for? And be thankful that they're thankful for something. Like, just agree with them, get an agreement with their gratitude. Agreement with gratitude. I like that. But just a thought. So Michelle speaks. Google, all right, let me move a little bit here. Google affirmed my authority in search as an author. I now have my own little wiki-like, I can't see with my shirt. Wiki-like info panel. Oh, shucks. Listen, we hanging out with people that get their own recognition. I love that you said Google affirmed my authority. Authority. I like that. That means I have showed up in a particular place. I have put in the work and my authority is being recognized. Congratulations. That's awesome. By the way, I think you're the most sincere and hardest working man on TikTok. Thanks for being real. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle. I appreciate that a lot. I love showing up and serving and being an encouragement, hopefully, to somebody, right? I think this whole internet thing that we have now at our disposal is really powerful because we get to show up however we are and do whatever we do, and we can possibly make an impact on someone's life. Someone we may never meet, someone that didn't know us before that moment, we get to show up and make an impact. So that's why I like to show up, because I want to encourage other people to show up. And I think if we continue to do that, someone's life, I mean, think about this. The fact that you can show up and someone's life be changed, I think that is just such a huge opportunity. I don't know. For me personally, I think about it like this. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss an opportunity. I think I take life very seriously, and I think we're all here for a reason. And if we're all here for a reason, then I think finding our reason, which I say discovering and delivering, is our purpose. We have to discover what's in us, the treasure that's within, and then deliver it to whoever needs it. And we can enjoy the process along the way. We get to make relationships along the way. So I think about like sitting here, getting to do this, chit-chatting, hearing other people's stories, knowing that people are in different parts of the country and different parts of the world. There are days that somebody from England or something will pop on, or somebody from Australia, and they'll talk. Like, what an opportunity we have. And I think as we build up our own self-confidence and self-esteem, and we put ourselves out there doing different things or trying different things, having different experiences, it just makes the world and makes life such a richer place. Because if nothing else, you get to sit with someone and tell them a story. I think it's pretty cool. Matter of fact, let me just say this. So, as you know, I do a lot of work with women and men, with people, but a lot of work with women. And there's a woman that I was working with, and she has this great voice, and she reads stories. And I was encouraging her to like read her stories, and she just has this wonderful voice that is so comforting. And today I saw her live on TikTok, and she goes live on TikTok at 8:00 on Fridays. I don't remember her handle name right now, but she reads stories, and it's so cool. I loved hearing her voice. So she was reading tonight. She read 101 Dalmatians and the Three Little Pigs, and people sign on, and their kids watch. They watch her read and listen to her read, and I thought, how cool is that she's using her gift and just sharing her voice. And it was so happy. It just made me glad. And I popped on and I saw, some lives, and I was like, wow, she's doing it. And that's great. So just know whatever your gift is, there's room for it. And you might think, oh, I only read. No, don't think of it that way. think about it like there could be people somewhere in the world that want to hear you read. Someone said, "Oh, it's my bedtime, and you're reading this story, so this is my bedtime story." That's super. That's great, right? Right? Just fun. That's great. She had to impact the world with her life that way. So you are a Christian man. You should be a pastor. You can be as big as Michael Todd, who I love as well. Oh, I appreciate that. Who's that? XOXO Divi. You know what? I think, I don't know. There was a time, I'll be honest, there was a time in my life that I thought I was going to be a pastor of a church, right? I thought I'd be a pastor of a church. And, you know, my dad's a pastor. My uncle's a pastor. Both my grandfathers, well, one is still alive. He's a pastor. My other grandfather was a pastor. My great grandfather was a pastor. It's kind of like a family calling. So very much. My other uncle is now in Bible school and in ministry as well, and so that absolutely is something that I at one point in my life I really thought about. I dreamed about. I thought it would be something that would happen in a more traditional way. I thought like I would be a pastor of a church, and going through life, just being honest, so you guys can know, like when I went through life and I went through my divorce. I just, you know, that whole process, I just felt like, first of all, I was like, all right, God, I'm taking the time out and I am, you know, like sitting on the bench. I'm like, nope, life is breaking down and things there's some holes, there's some voids, there are some issues that need to be addressed, some heart matters. And so I wasn't like with that, I wanted to build my relationship with God and like have my heart be healed and go through that healing process and really develop just a stronger faith. And I just felt like I was disqualified, honestly. I felt like I was disqualified from being able to serve in that kind of capacity as a pastor. And I know people go through divorce and they end up still being pastors and whatnot. And so what I intentionally did was, you know, I thought, well, a lot of times churches are really there on like one day a week. And it frustrated me, really. It frustrated me a lot. So I was like, well, I would try to talk to pastors and share with them like ideas. Hey, this could happen, blah, blah, blah. And so then I was like, I'm not going to sit here and try to frustrate pastors, trying to show them different opportunities to meet people's lives. Like, look, there are more, we can do things. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to start online, really be online, and I'll just share online. I was like, you guys, I would say this when I was like, you know, sometimes you have those by yourself conversations. So I would have my by myself conversation. I'm like, you guys can just keep your one day a week. I'm going to take the other 6. I'm going to take the other 6 and I'm going to go out and I'm going to reach people that you won't reach on your one day because they're not coming to your church. Like, you got to be more practical. You got to reach people where they are. Like, you got to be around people to reach people, right? So I was like, well, I'm going to go online. And it always frustrated me that so many people wanted to have the microphone in church. They wanted to be that guy. They wanted to be that person with the mic, right? They wanted to be the special person. I was like, I don't need that. I can turn on my phone and share a message of hope, and I can share the Lord with people the way that I do it. So I might be in a stall cleaning horse manure or in a pasture planting some plants, and I can teach right from there. And I just felt like with the opportunities of technology, I would turn on my phone, I would share, and if it was a blessing to someone, it would be. And one day somebody said, "You're like the pastor in the pasture." And I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. But I don't know. I think if someone crosses my path, if I have the opportunity to show love to someone, to encourage someone. That to me, I think that's what matters, right? If I'm never like in a quote unquote church, there are people that I know that show up when I go live, or if I post something, I see them, right? I see your faces, and I get to interact with you, and I get to hear about you. And I feel like I get to show up so often. It's like pastoring. That to me is pastoring, because it's not just speaking the message. I believe really the work of a pastor or a shepherd, and that's why you hear me say be a shepherd. That's my name, but it's also a calling. Be a shepherd. The work of a shepherd is to help guide people towards a place of nourishment and provision. And so if that nourishment and provision is hope or healing or being able to overcome shame or move in hope and feel like they can accomplish or help relationships be healed, I'm like, that's what I feel like I'm shepherding. And really, there's this part of the Bible that says that everything reproduces after its own kind, like seeds. And apple seed reproduces apples after its own kind. And so that's why I say be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. I think that my responsibility and what my aim is in life is to help people find their leadership of their gifts and the love that's within them, and nurture that so that they can guide it somewhere, and it can be fulfilling and nurturing. So that was way more than what the comment said, but I just wanted to share so you could just get to know me better, right? Like that's I appreciate that you would think that I could have a voice like a Michael Todd, because he impacts a lot of people and a lot of people listen to him, and so like that's humbling to think that that I could be seen that way. And so I do appreciate that. Let me see. Let's see. You are right where God needs you to be. I believe that. Not all who are called to minister will go through conventional training. Yeah. There's a difference between having a captive audience in church versus having the soul that weren't looking to commit to faith find you. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Jesus was a carpenter, saving lives and spreading truth. Being ordained by God is the highest level of ordination. Yep, I agree with that too. Yeah. I think that's always pretty cool too when you think about like the carpenter side. Like, nope, he was like building some stuff, right? He did some carpentry work, and I think like that's important. Just knowing that where you are, you can be used. Like period. What you do can be used, right? It can be used to touch lives, to make an impact, to partner up with someone. And I think that that's what's most important. And so it always brings me joy just to like to have time like this and to talk and share and just do life together. One of these days I am going to be making t-shirts live, and we can just talk while I make t-shirts. I don't always like to do it because I have to turn my back sometimes, but one of these days we can sit and like have ideas and go through that making process and see things happen. But thanks for sharing. Those of you that shared and those of you that were congratulating others, thanks for sharing some high points of your week. It means a lot to me to know what's going on in your life. I think it builds a greater connection where we're not just people passing by one another with a swipe, but we realize we're actually people, right? We're not just names. We are people that are having real lives, and sometimes our lives will be a struggle, and sometimes our days will be great. But I think if we get into the habit of looking for the high points in our life or in our day, it'll help us, right? It helps one another. It creates an atmosphere, and so I always want to be a part of an atmosphere that is grateful for what we do have, because it is so easy to complain. We can get Like we can jump on the complaint train really easy and go down that path, but being able to really take some moments and celebrate, I think is something so special. Julie Sam says, "Do you accept custom orders for T-shirts?" I do. Right, I do. I make T-shirts for people, and I still do that. So if that's something you can send me a direct message, and I'll get it, and we can talk about it. But yeah, I do that. I have a few orders that are in now, and that just came in the last 2 days. So that's something that I do. I enjoy doing, helping people out, and it's something that you're going to see me here in the next couple of weeks. I was just talking with someone today about helping people in our communities to get their ideas onto shirts. He does apparel too, and I was saying like we should do something to help the people in our communities to take their ideas and get them onto shirts. A lot of people are like, oh, I wish I could make a shirt. I'm like, you can make a shirt. You don't have to physically even make it yourself. If you have a thought, if you can just, you don't even have to be able to draw. If you have the idea, we can start working through it, get it digitally done. Then next thing you know, you have a shirt. I helped one of the women in the community just yesterday. She launched her first shirt. She's an artist. And so I asked her to draw something. And so she drew it for me. And I said, all right, we're going to put it on a shirt for you. She's like, yeah. And I said, yeah. And so now it's on a shirt. Now it's out there. And in the last 2 days, she's had like 8 sales already. So that's pretty cool that she had 8 sales in her first 2 days, which she took that first step. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, something that you perhaps want to learn about, there are so many things that you can do online now that your ideas can happen. And like I said, I got started in apparel because I wanted to help the people that I was connected to get their ideas out there. Even if it's just for yourself, if you're like, I have this idea and I want to see my own name on my own shirt. Great, fantastic. Let's make it happen, right? You want to, perhaps you're a chef or a cook. You want to see it on an apron? Great, let's make it happen. There are things that you can do. I'll show you something that I just made, just because we're talking about making. Hold on. So I'm in an entrepreneurship, an entrepreneurship training, coaching program, and with some other executives and consulting and stuff like that. And so the leader of the group, he was talking about digging deeper. He says, it's time to dig deeper in life. And he said he encouraged and challenged everyone. He said, go get a shovel. He said, go get a shovel, and he said, use that as a symbol in your office, in your space, to remind you to dig deeper, remind you of this moment to dig deeper. So when I have this thing when I'm amongst leadership, when I hear leadership talking, when I've submitted to someone and I'm paying them for coaching, I'm like, no, I'm going to listen, right? So I just believe that there's favor that happens when that happens, when you get in alignment. So he says, go get a shovel. So I go get a shovel. It was just a plain shovel, but I decorated my shovel. And so I decorated my own shovel, and let me see so if you can see it. See, it says 100X, and I put on it who needs you, right? To remind myself why I do what I do, right? Because I'm wondering and I'm looking for who needs me. So I'm going to keep on digging to find who needs me. Not everybody's going to need me, but when I dig through and find who needs me, that's what I'm looking for. So it just says dig deeper and then 100X. That's the name of the program, but it's also it's also the assignment to help someone 100X their life, help someone 100X their love, help someone 100X their business, 100X your mentality, right? 100X, 100 times where you are. But this started off just as a plain brown metal shovel. But then I decorated it, a little creativity, and so now it's a monument. Now it's a trophy, and something that I can always have, and just as a reminder. So, new to TikTok, thanks for what you do. Who's that? Uncommon Leslie. Hold on, let me see. All right, everybody, go on TikTok. Go follow Uncommon Leslie. She's new to TikTok and she needs some friends. So let's go be her friend, right? Go be friends. Go get some, go make some friends. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that you're here. Right? That way we can, build up one another. Connection. Suburban Farmer, what's happening? Howdy, friend. Hope you had a wonderful week and enjoy the weekend. Thanks so much. I saw your TikTok about what were you eating? It wasn't an onion, but it looked like an onion. But it was like you talked about how good it was, and I saved it in my TikTok. But I was thinking, all right, I need to go plant those. I want to try whatever it is because you made it sound all delicious. I don't even know what it was, but like I saved it. It wasn't an onion though. So let me know what it was because I can't remember at the moment. But like I said, I saved it, and I want to plant try some new things to plant this year. Gardening season will be time to kick off the garden and get that going soon. And hopefully this year some people will come visit and hang out. Oh, spell her name. Uncommon Leslie is Leslie. Uncommon Leslie. So Uncommon Leslie, you're going to have some new friends, and now we're going to be looking for TikToks from you, and you can share your gift with the world, or just say hello, right? And that's a gift in itself, just saying hello sometimes. But yeah. So let me see. Someone said, oh, Michelle said, what you're doing now is ministry. The internet is your pulpit. Your reach is broader now. I think that she has a baby. Yes. Yep. She's holding a baby. I think that because what I know ministry to be, ministry is serving, right? So sometimes like people think about it all kinds of different ways, but at its simplest form, ministry is serving. So like to serve someone else's life and have this platform to do it, God, that's great. Thanks so much. Is great. And I think, so often there are no boundaries here, right? There are no preconceived notions. People aren't already putting up walls. Just get to be yourself. Like I get to be me. Somebody can either like me or not like me. And it's all good. They get a chance to know me, kick it with me and see me at the farm and right, like not feel threatened by an establishment. We can just learn how to be people with people. And I think that's a cool thing, cool opportunity that we have right now in life. So yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything great, fun, exciting that you're doing this weekend? Anything going on? Anything you want to share? Encouragement, ideas, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Like, what are you thinking here? Just we'll hang out for a few more minutes and then I'll shut it down. But who do we have on the Super Bowl? Are we picking? Like we think anything's going on? Anybody have any, lovely holiday Valentine's plans, anything like that? Doing anything special? Taking yourself out to dinner, making yourself a nice meal, going out with a family member, friend, a boo, whatever. Just wanting to know. So, but if you don't share, then I'm just gonna say see you later. Hey friend, what's happening, Micheline? Good to see you. I'm gonna ask you about your book. I might take myself to the movies. That's good. Anything good out in the movies? I haven't been to the movies since like Lion King 1 came out. I just really don't ever go to the movies. I don't know. I think that might have been the last time. No, it wasn't. I went and saw something more recent than Lion King, but it's been a long time since I've gone to a movie theater. And it might have been the Avengers or something like that. I think I went with the kids. Going hiking with a women's group. That's cool. Where's your women's group hiking? Where are you going? That's pretty neat. So, That's good. Movies, hiking. All right, that's good. Throw in some dinner. Yeah, dinner and a movie. Just making a nice date, right? Um, I think I'm going to. I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend. I think I'm gonna design a few shirts, hang out in the barn a little bit, groom a couple horses. Can't ride yet. Actually, it's been quite a challenge because with the hernia surgery, they told me like I couldn't lift over 25 pounds, and so what I have not done, I haven't handled a horse in the last 4 weeks because I'm protecting. I was going to say I'm scared, but I'm not scared. I'm protecting my healing process. Even though I feel great, they said 6 weeks. I'm giving it 6 weeks, and um, so I haven't been handling the horses. But luckily for me, I trained the horses beforehand, so they know how to go in and out of their stalls when I open their door. And so it's pretty cool that I could just open the door, they go where they're supposed to go, and when I let them out, they go out the way that they're supposed to go out. So I haven't had to handle them, which is great. Um, I have some ideas for shirts, but they're sarcastic. No, not but. I have some ideas for shirts, and they are sarcastic. That's great. Sarcastic shirts, they're fun. Those are fun ones to make. Like, get them down. Write down your sarcastic shirts because people like sarcastic shirts, and they're funny. Going to Ringwood, New Jersey next month, Arizona. Organize the trip. Definitely thinking a collab in PA could work. Now that would be cool. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like this. I like this collaboration. Um, Charity, this guy is legit one of my faves. D Darkest Night. Thank you so much. Who is Charity? Oh, you shared it with Charity. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate your kindness. Yeah, this is good. Like collaborations, trips. Right now the farm is a little muddy, but it's gonna dry out and we're gonna do some life coaching here this summer. Not some, we're gonna do a lot of it. Um, we're gonna do a lot of coaching, small groups, different kinds of breakout sessions. So that is fantastic. Charity, thanks for being here. I love his analogy on passion. Pass I on. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, that was when I heard that, I was like, I like that. That's one I'm going to share with others. I'm like, no, we need to hear this one because we have something within us to pass on, and it's just a great thing. Julie saying camping. I actually have never had anyone camp at the farm, but it is a possibility. I actually have not even camped out at the farm, just to be honest. Like I haven't really ever camped outside before. But yeah, we could probably work that out. I mean, having camping, that could work. Yeah, that could be a thing. I've only ever camped out in my RV, which is kind of like more like glamping. That's what I've been told. It's not camping, that's glamping. I'm like, well, I glamp. That's what I do. I do a little glamour camping with the air conditioning. And so, truth be told, I've never just laid outside and just camped. But oftentimes think about it. And this year will probably be the year that I do it. Probably lay outside, camp, have the fire, and I bring my guitar out as if I could play, but I can't. But it'll be there because I need the ambiance, right? I'm gonna set the ambiance. Like I can really play a guitar. But what's a campfire? What's camping out without having a guitar? Somebody's gotta play the guitar. So that's a thing. Gotta have that happen. Um, Amazing how you work with horses and healing. Thanks. Yeah. The horses, look, I stumbled into that. I started with the horses simply because my daughter wanted one. She asked me for a horse, and I told her she could get one after she waited 2 years, because she asked when she was 5. And she said, can I have a horse? And I said, yeah, I'll buy you a horse when you turn 7. I thought she would forget, but she didn't. So I had to keep my promises. So I bought the smallest horse I could possibly buy, and bought a miniature, and then after that, like just working with them, being with them, really enjoying it. Then I started helping out with other people's horses, and I was going through my own life turmoil. And I would be there with the horses, and they were really super calm. And so I found out that horses were great for healing because I was my own first client. and um, and it's been on ever since then. Like it's just been life changing experiences, all the different lessons, and just seeing how it applies to life. I could leadership, love, life, some of things, relationships, marriages, seeing people overcome, fear and developing confidence, all that stuff is just so. It's just been incredible. I was like, man, I didn't even know. And then I just started finding out that a lot of people never had experiences with horses, and that a lot of people were terrified by them, right? So we can, I was like, okay, I want to give people experiences so that they wouldn't have to be afraid. And so many people that never had experience, they can start having experiences. And so opening those doors of opportunity, that was real cool. And I had built a school, and instead of having like traditional gym class, we used horsemanship. I wanted horsemanship in the school program instead of just like regular gym class, doing regular gym class stuff, right? So I said, let's do horsemanship in our curriculum so that these young people who perhaps would never have an experience with horses can have weekly experiences with horses. And so we built it into the curriculum. So that's the kind of stuff that I like enjoy. Like I like shaking up things, and like doing uncommon things, doing things that aren't traditionally done. Like let's do something different, because different is an opportunity. So yeah, horses definitely teach us. They do. It's like a bond you never felt out here. Yeah, it is a special bond. Let me tell you, one time I was out in the pasture with the horses, and I was like on this particular day, I was just completely brokenhearted. I was done. My life was falling apart, and I was in this pasture sitting on a chair, like crying. I was just crying. I was done. I was like, life is winning and really kicking my butt while it's doing it, right? So I was not laying there, I was sitting there, and then one of my horse, she walks up behind me, and I'll never forget this. She puts her head over top of my shoulder and just rests her face and her chin right on my chest. I was like, as if it wasn't bad enough, that completely just pushed me over the top. I was now in the pasture, really ugly, crying because this horse decided that she was just going to come over and put her head on me. It was amazing, though. I mean, it broke me down. Like I was on some kind of horrible Lifetime Hallmark movie. It was like super straight out of a movie, but it was amazingly powerful because she wasn't like close to me. She walked from the other side of the pasture or behind me, put her face on me, and I thought that was super cool. Mr. Shep, can we train our institution to be more positive? How long ago was that? That was probably. I've now had the horses. I was 18. I've now had them 11 years. That was probably 8 years ago. Yeah, that was probably in that 7. Yeah, it was probably 7, 8 years ago, somewhere in that range when that happened. Can we train our institutions to be more positive? When the institutions, our institutions, I think, oftentimes I think they don't want to change. See, there's big money. There's big money in things being the way that they are. So changing the institution can be hard. What I my stance on things oftentimes isn't to change the institution, it's to create a new one. And so sometimes instead of trying to go in and change what is, because it's hard, right? It's hard to take something that has been established and change it because it works for those that work it. It works for a reason. And so when you want to go in and change it, it's typically meaning that somebody that's in a position that's doing something is going to lose a measure of power, and people don't like that. people don't like, they don't want to give up their power, right? And so disrupting institutions means somebody's position oftentimes is going to be disrupted. Oh, intuition, not institution. I thought it said intuition. Well, anyway, so let me just finish with institution. So sometimes if you're frustrated with the institution, create a new opportunity. That's where you can go. But intuition, can we train our intuition? I think so. Well, let me say this. I don't think it's so much about training intuition. I think we need to train ourselves to hear it. Like, I think we need to train our sensitivity. And here, I'll give you another example. I realize I have a lot of stories. So when I worked as a massage therapist, and I went to massage therapy school 20 years ago, and became a massage therapist and started working in massage therapy. And when I was working in massage therapy and working in that healing environment and doing that healing work every day, my intuition in situations of healing was super high, right? I was really in a sensitive place as it pertains to that, right? So my intuition was very high, meaning in that time when I was working in that flow, I could be in the presence of someone and parts of my body would start to hurt. Right? I might get a headache or I might have shoulder aches, knowing that for the most part, I don't have that, right? I knew that it was somebody else's pain. So my awareness of being able to feel an environment was really keen at that time. Now it's not as high because I'm not in that work, in that practice as much as I was then. Then I was doing healing work 8 to 10 hours a day, being super aware. It was super intense. And it actually was very tiring. And part of the reason I needed to make a shift for a while, because that's a lot. It's a lot of energy. And really quieting the noise that's around you and wanting to pay attention is the best way to do it, right? And so I to this day, I don't listen to a lot of music or not too much TV, that kind of stuff. I typically try to have a quiet environment, right? And so I try to keep my environment quiet so that I can hear. And that's what I do now, even more so as it pertains to teaching and sharing thoughts and in this work of love and sharing love. I quiet down I want to keep my environment quiet because I want to be able to hear my thoughts. And I believe that I'm going to have them. I believe that in the course of my day, there are going to be thoughts. And if it's always noisy, I'll miss them because I'll be drowning them out. And so I think intuition is something that we get to train. And which it might mean turning off social media, getting connected. I think being in nature is a big part of it. So I like to be in nature, every now and then just kick off your shoes and walk through the grass, right? And just actually, I'm not being super duper spooky or nothing. Just go put your feet in some water, running water, and walk on some rocks and smell a flower, right? Just do some things that connect you back to basics. And I think when we get in that place and we practice a place of peace, then we start becoming more aware of it. Go streaking under the moon. See, look, charity Charity Joy Inspires says, go streaking under the moon. You know what? And I don't know if anybody's ever done that, and I haven't, but I feel challenged now. And so one day if I come back and I just say, Charity, I did it. And now we're going to add to it. Go streaking under the moon and how. You know, I think that's just fantastic, right? And not enough of us actually let out our howls, our roars, right? But I think that's a good thing. Like I have climbed a mountain and just yelled at the top of a mountain. And so that was pretty cool. But I've never gone streaking under the moonlight and howled. But I feel challenged. Even though it wasn't a dare, I feel like it was. So stay tuned because I'm going to do that. Do a live when I go streaking. Okay, now this thing is getting deeper and deeper. You know they're going to cancel me off of, they're going to probably suspend my account if I try some stuff like that. They'll be like, I'll have to make it like off camera, but we'll actually know what's happening. But I can't broadcast it, but you will hear me howl. This is getting good, you know, and I actually like this. This is fun. And I think we need to have more fun in life. And so I'm going to do that. So now this is going to be an event. I'm going to write this down because I don't want you thinking that I'm going to punk out because I'm not. I'm not punking out. This is going to be a live event that I'm going to do. Go streaking under the moon. Yep, and how? Under the moon and how? All right. I think this is going to feel amazing. I think this is going to be, this streaking 2022. I like it. We're going to do this. I might even make a t-shirt for it and send it out to charity because of the idea. So this is good. What did you start? A trend? Yeah, we now have a streaking trend. So yeah, I'm going to go out and do this, and I'm going to howl, and it's going to be fantastic. And I feel like it's going to feel great because when I yelled at the top of a mountain, that felt great, right? Like, and listen, let me just tell you something. I appreciate that idea so much, and here's why. Because it's one of those ones that gets me out of my own normal comfort zone, right? Like, I've been a person in my life where I was kind of like easy going, straight and narrow, play it kind of safe. And I didn't do a lot of like really wild, crazy things. But oftentimes, which meant I was just keeping myself from possibilities. So now I like doing adventurous things, right? Like I rode my motorcycle and I rode it and I was riding it. It was 130 miles an hour. I was going 130 miles an hour. It was fun, right? Or I like to just walk up. I used to be so shy, I didn't want to talk to people. And so now I like to talk to people that I don't know. And I meet them in public because it's fun. Or I haven't jumped out of a plane yet, but I'm going to do that because it's fun. Just stuff, right? Like, just fun. Have some fun. Place your feet on the grass and look at the stars. This is how I pray every night. That's another one, right? Now this is turning into a Brian's getting ideas. Pray with feet in the grass. That sounds like something I could do. I could do by myself, and then I'm going to invite other people just for like a how to heal. I like hashtag how to heal. That's good. Howl at the Moon Challenge. Yes. Howl at the Moon Challenge. This is a thing. We've now created a thing, people. We've created a thing. Howl at the Moon Challenge. So am I on another live? I'm on like several lives all at once. I'm on live on Instagram, TikTok, three different YouTube. I mean, two different Facebook pages. I just turned them all on, and so that we can all be connected across all platforms. So yeah, I think this is nice. I think this collaborative. I like the idea of collaboration, like working together to have fun, to do something, to make an impact. Like, how great is that? Like, that's the opportunities that we have. Think we wouldn't have done this if we were all just sitting in our own spaces, doing our own things, but just hanging out, just talking, just being people, right? Ideas. We get to just think of things. And now think. Now we do one thing and we can do another thing. Before long, we'll be starting a project in somebody's city, helping somebody rebuild a house, whatever. We can just do something. I think doing something is so fun, right? Just doing something. I want a reason. I want reasons to get into the RV and go places, right? Like, okay, we're going to New Jersey. All right, we're going to West Virginia. Right, let's go to Montana and meet up and do something. Howl at the moon, which is cool. I like it. I am a Native American, and that is how I pray every night. Hoppy cake, Hopi cake. I don't know if I said it right. Hopi cake. I thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that as another opportunity to experience, like to pray. I'm thinking about that, like how peaceful that must be and grounding to pray with your feet in the grass. And when I was in massage therapy school, like we did that. We did that kind of stuff. We didn't call it prayer. We would just connect. We call it connecting. We would connect. And so we would connect. Hopi cake. So thank you for that reminder. And I think it'll feel nice, even in the winter, to walk out with the ground being cold with my bare feet and walk through the grass and have that. Come to Texas. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. I don't know about you all, but I want to say yes to more things in life. Really. I just want to say yes to more things in life and see what doors open up. I think sometimes for me personally, like I was like, oh well, and end up saying no. Like, stop saying no. I'm telling myself, stop saying no all the time. Just say yes. And I don't know if you ever saw the movie by Jim Carrey, The Yes Man, where he decides on this one particular day he's just going to say yes to everything. And part of me wants to do that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick out a day, and I'm gonna say yes to everything. Just gonna take every request I'm gonna say yes to. I'm not going to announce it. Obviously, I'm not going to announce when I'm going to do it because that could be wild. But that's one thing that I'm going to do one day. I'm not sure what day yet. I'm just going to put it out there. It's going to be a yes day, and just say yes to stuff. I might have to start off. I'm not going to lie. I might have to start for like 12 hours or 6, depending on how rough it is. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. Isn't that movie good? That Jim Carrey Yes Man movie is hilarious. That dude is so funny, just talented. Yeah, it's so good. Lately, I haven't really been watching much TV, but when the surgery happened, I got started watching Yellowstone, which I was like, this is a nice little series. So I've been watching Yellowstone. So that's been cool. But yeah, Jim Carrey is my guy. I enjoy him. He has been through a lot. And you can tell when he speaks and when he shares, just like there's a level of depth to what he says. Even like if you just kind of look at him, you sense his vibe and everything. You can really tell. Like you can tell there's some layers. There's some layers and some depth. Ace Ventura mask was Ace Ventura, taking me back to good places, good times. So this has been fun. I'm glad we did this. Have a couple challenges, things to do, to accomplish. Oh, he lost his wife. Okay. Understanding. Yeah. So, yeah, I understand. The loss can be tough. That can definitely be tough. So, um, just clicking on something here. But yeah. But yeah, this has been fun tonight. I'm glad that we had this hangout session. My brother met him in Vermont and said he was super down to earth. That's cool. I'm glad that someone had a positive experience with him. It'd be nice to meet him one day. Bump into him somewhere. I've never been to Vermont, but that's one of my recent in the past few years. I've been saying I was going to go apple picking in Vermont in the fall because I wanted to. I don't even know where it came from. I just one day said, I want to go apple picking in Vermont. Just totally random, right? Just in the fall because I figured it would be pretty. So I was like, all right. And so I'm like, all right, maybe this year, RV, because I really have never done the New England states. And my objective, my goal is to go to all 50 states. And I've been to about, I think, 32 maybe. I think I've been to 32 states. So I'm well on my way. And but there are quite a few I haven't been to. I haven't been to North and South Dakota and whatnot. But I do plan on getting to all 50. And just like I plan on going to all the Major League Baseball stadiums because I planned on playing professional baseball when I was young. And that didn't happen, but I still want to go to all the Major League ballparks. So that's another thing I want to accomplish. What's my live schedule? So my live schedule going back next week, I'll be on at around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I have some training sessions and coaching sessions that run a little bit past 9, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But generally speaking, I'm going to be right there at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. And I'm actually going to look at doing some stuff during the day if the schedule will allow. But yeah, right now it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time going live. And I wrapped up a challenge today at we were doing that from 6:30 to 7:30. So thank you for going live tonight. These are great reflective moments. I will DM about the shirts. Fantastic. Yeah, and about the camping. That's good. Yeah, let's definitely get connected. Do that. And that'd be a great way to connect. You know what? I'll just let that go. Looking forward to having dinner alone. Looking forward to not having dinner alone. Yeah, good. Cool. That's another thing, right? We can do dinner, people. Right? We can do dinner. We get together, have a Zoom dinner, right? Have an evening together. We can dine together, chit chat, see each other's faces. There's so many possibilities. I think we need to explore possibilities in life, right? Why not? Why not just explore possibilities? Do things together, build community. It's something that I truly, I think is just fun, right? So then when we do start moving around and getting connected and doing things, it's not even gonna be weird. It's like, hey, we are family. Why wait? Exactly. Right? We can just do things. So let's do this. Do this in your own private time. Like as you start having ideas, jot them down. Right? Let's have do ideas. Right? Ideas that we actually do. Things to do. Ways to connect. Ways to have fun. We can, paint, have paint parties, right? Right? all kinds of things. These are just things. Let's just think of things, possibilities to get that energy and momentum and connection going, because it's true. When you build a community, when you build connection of like-minded people, like-mindedness produces life, right? Oh, learn how to scuba dive. Oh, that's a good one. Scuba dive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That one's gonna be a struggle for me because I freak out in the ocean. I went snorkeling when I was in the where was I? Like in the Caribbean or somewhere. I've done it a couple times, and it was wonderful. And I have it on my GoPro, recorded somewhere on my GoPro, and I hear myself squealing, right, because of the fish, right? I knew the fish were going to be there, but when you see them and they're so big and they're colorful, man, I tell you, it is something, because you know that you are not the big enchilada down there. You're not you down there. Somebody else runs that neighborhood, and so it was just amazing, because I was like, I can't outswim anything down here, and so I could hear myself like squealing and breathing real heavy. But it was amazing to see what's under the ocean, and right, like this lady I used to hang with, we used to talk about going to Australia and going, getting in the shark cage and shark diving, right? I think that would be incredible. I think it would really be awesome. Again, experiences, right? So let's think of things to do. Let's connect and let's build, right? Let's let love cause us to take action, right? Let's not just, we have love. No, love should provoke us to do things. And sometimes, listen, sometimes love means helping someone else out of a stuck place, right? And sometimes we're stuck because we don't have anyone that would do something with us. And so your presence could be the breakthrough that somebody else needs. You saying yes to something could be the key that unlocks the door for someone else. It's interesting. This week, I started off with a quote of Bethany Hamilton, the soul surfer. I saw that movie, Soul Surfer. The soul surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack. And when she spoke about her recovery, I wasn't looking for easy. I was looking for possible. Let me just say that again. I wasn't looking for easy. I was looking for possible. Now, let's take that. Let's apply it to love. And let's take action. Let's at least write down some ideas. Let's start building this thing, right? There's some people that everybody has something to bring to the table, right? This thing called life, we get to dine and enjoy it. And everybody has something to bring to the table. So I'm into sports. Someone asked, am I into sports? I am into sports. Like I grew up being an athlete, playing ball my whole life. Wanted to play pro baseball, but super competitive. But I'm into all kinds of sports. And you name it. Like I'll go watch it, I'll go check it out, right? Like different kinds of sports, Sometimes like on ESPN back in the day, I used to sit and watch logging, and they would be cutting the logs and all that. So I like to watch other people, perform their thing. I like to do it too. Like last year, I kind of got into soccer a little bit with the kids with the camp, and I was doing that. So, opportunities. You watching the Super Bowl? I think I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. Depends on what's going on. I'll probably at least have it on, and I'll be looking at it kind of halfway. But I'm watching the Super Bowl. I think I want the Bengals to win. I don't know. I don't know. Something about the Bengals. I kind of just want the Bengals to win. Nothing against the Rams, but I think I like Joe Burrow. So, Just the way he was. Thanks for the follow. I like the way he seems like he knows he belongs in that spot. I like it. I like his confidence. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna I'm pulling for the Bengals. I'm making a full commitment. I should go live for the Super Bowl. That could be a thing. I can do that. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull for the Super Bowl. I mean, pull for the Bengals. I'm putting throwing my hat in the Bengals on the Bengals side and casting my vote for the Bengals to win. I'm pulling for them. They have my rooting support because I'm an Eagles fan. EAGLES Eagles. Go Eagles. But they're not there this year, so I'll pull for the Bengals. All right, so you all have a fantastic night. I'll probably go live tomorrow. I got a new phone the last couple days, so I actually want to go live tomorrow outside to see how the signal is around the barn and whatnot. Hopefully, I didn't mess up because my other one did a great job, and so hopefully this connection is good too, so I can stream from the barn and do things from the barn and show life in the barn. So write your ideas down. Let's connect. Let's keep in touch. Let's build together for real. Seriously, not just talking here. We're not gonna. If I'm doing hashtag how to heal, streaking at night and howling at the moon, we need to build and just be connected. So be blessed. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to streak. I'm streaking and howling at the moon officially. No, going all in. That was the challenge, to go all in, and I like it, so I'm going to go for it and enjoy life without limits. So blessings to you all. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are great. This has been fun tonight. Get connected. Let's stay connected. Let's enjoy life. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Good night. I love you much. See ya.